extinguishers are tested and inspected. Your floor mats are cleaned and delivered. And your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Fitting in shouldn't be hard, whether in life, on the court, or in the classroom. At Elgin Community College, you could find your place alongside those expanding their horizons, exploring rewarding careers, and achieving their dreams. A place for doers, thinkers, and believers. At ECC, we see you, we believe in you, and you'll fit right in. Learn more at elgin.edu/belong.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Good morning and welcome to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. My name is Dennis Green. Today we're going to talk about a few solar projects that are happening in District 204 and also proposed in Geneva. We'll head to Lake Zurich to talk about a bullish downtown renewal and an ID of a victim for a crash from Lake Zurich. We'll also go through a few of the crime reports and things that are here, including a man charged with home invasion, fleeing in Aurora, domestic violent case, and a splashing success. A Chicago River swim is a win for Barrington, a Barrington-based group for ALS cure. But before we get to that, it's currently 69 degrees here in downtown Elgin. Expect a few storms here and there throughout the day with a high of 77, a low of 60. Tomorrow's going to be mostly cloudy with a high of 71, a low of 54. The sun's coming back on Thursday with a high of 74, a low of 52, and Friday sunny as well with a high of 80. Like we like to start with most of our broadcasts with the lottery. Good luck to those of you out there. These are the numbers for Monday, September 22nd. Midday pick 3 was 808 with a kicker of 6. Midday pick 4 was 8332 with a 1 on the end. Evening pick 3, 516 with a 2. And evening pick 4, 2847 with a 3. Midday lucky came in at 3, 12, 15, 18, and 42. Evening lucky, 8, 16, 26, 29, 34. The lotto numbers are 6, 7, 19, 20, 45, 48. Million one came in at 1, 21, 40, 41, 45, 50. Million two, 12, 24, 26, 34, 41, 43. And the Powerball, 3, 29, 42, 46, 59, and that final ball of 15. So let's first get some of these solar projects underway. District 204 eyes solar projects and makes progress on a referendum work. This comes from Caitlin Smith. It's been nearly a year since voters in Indian Prairie District 204 overwhelmingly approved a $420 million borrowing plan for building improvements, and various schools have seen progress on significant projects. Over the summer, the district made entrances more secure and made other safety enhancements at 11 of its elementary schools. Aurora-based district replaced flooring in 6 schools. As part of an energy-efficient program, the district also has started the process of upgrading lighting to LED. Matt Shipley, the district's chief school business official, said, "All work that we've done is work that is consistent and documented within our master facility plan. That involved reviewing every single facility in this district, all 4 million plus square feet, to really identify our priorities." The switch from fluorescent to LED lighting improves learning environments and results in significant cost savings, according to a recent presentation to the school board. School board president Lori Donahue said, "I've been in those schools before and have that lighting was put in. It really does make a huge difference." At Steck Elementary School in Aurora, the aging roof has been replaced with a steel slope roof. The Steck and other recent roof replacements enable the installation of solar panels. Shipley said, "Our roofs are finally in a position where we can really look at this at scale. As that opportunity is opening, some changes at the federal level are, quote, making it a little bit more restrictive," he said. The district is evaluating solar panel projects at Steck, Brooks, McCarty, Gombert, and Georgetown, all, quote, ComEd schools in Aurora, Shipley said. "These 5 schools we identified, we believe we're on pace to get this in before some federal incentives expire," Shipley said. He went on to say, "But the reality is that may be an issue as we look to expand the program." He said, adding that the ability of some of these credits may make solar panels less viable in other areas. A solar farm is also proposed in Geneva. A developer has proposed a solar energy farm in southeast Geneva. The city's plan commission will review a concept for the site when it meets at 7 p.m. Thursday in the council chambers at City Hall, 109 James Street. One Energy Renewables wants to put about 6,576 fixed tilt photovoltaic panels on a 13-acre site at 1203 East Fabian Parkway. The site is just west of Kirk Road. If the city approves it, One Energy Renewables would lease the site for 30 years and participate in Illinois' Power Agency, Illinois Shines program. Electricity generated by the panels would be fed to ComEd lines. The city would not directly receive any of the electricity because it has its own electric utility and is not eligible to participate in Illinois Shines, according to a memo to the Plan Commission. The city annexed the site in 2024 and gave a developer permission to build a 1,556 square foot speculative industrial building on it. The approval expires in February. When we come back, a Barrington-based group's search for ALS's cure in the Chicago River is a splashing success. And a victim is ID'd in a fatal weekend crash in Lake Zurich. This is the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hey Bear fans, want your business heard during every heart-pounding moment of the game? WRMN 1410 is now offering in-game ad spots for Chicago Bears broadcasts. Be part of the action as thousands of die-hard listeners tune in each week. Whether it's a touchdown, a turnover, or a timeout, your message will be right there in the mix. Spots are limited and going fast. Call WRMN 1410 today and score big with in-game advertising that delivers results. WRMN 1410, where Chicago comes to play. Get in the game with the Chicago Bears and WRMN.
Ever tried balancing a dozen eggs in one hand while hopping on one foot? Or maybe juggling cats while riding the unicycle? Sounds ridiculous, right? But guess what? That's exactly what texting while driving is like. Your human brain only has the capacity to focus on one thing at a time. So when you're behind the wheel, give driving your undivided attention.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. It's currently 70 degrees outside in the Fox River Valley. We're also going to hit a 79 today. We'll see some of those showers here and there. Low of 60 throughout the area. Over here in Elgin, make sure that if you are traveling down on 25, where it turns into Dundee, especially on the southbound side of things, they have that whole side shut down. There is a detour. Just be careful. There's a lot of construction that's happening on that side of the world, including where the church is being repaired. The splashing success in the Chicago River is a win for a Barrington-based group in search for an ALS cure. The swim was in Chicago. The idea came from Amsterdam, but it was Barrington's Doug McConnell who was key to propelling the Chicago River swim into the water Sunday. More than 260 swimmers took the plunge in a historical event that was part ALS fundraiser and part competition and part celebration of the Chicago River's rebirth. McConnell, who started the nonprofit A Long Swim with his late sister Ellen after their father's death from ALS, said, "We're over the moon." The group worked for 13 years to make the river swim happen, and McConnell, a competitive swimmer, found the kickoff was emotional. When you're working on something for so long and you're witnessing it, it was like, wow, It was just the perfect day, he said. The Illinois Athletic Association began hosting popular open swims in the Chicago River in 1908, but this was the first one in 98 years. Growing up in the region, the Chicago River was infamous for its polluted waters, McConnell recalled. But strong anti-pollution laws, improved wastewater treatment, a tunnel and reservoir plan to reduce overflows, and advocacy from environmental groups have brought the river to its cleanest levels on record, officials noted. University of Illinois Chicago experts who also test Chicago Park District beaches sampled the river water quality over 19 days to ensure it met public health standards, with results consistently in the green flag range. Swimmers had no complaints. McConnell said, "Every single person I spoke to was so grateful for the opportunity and believed in the charities and the opportunity to send a message to other cities around the world that Chicago has really moved it up a notch." The event raised $100,000 for ALS research and $50,000 for youth swimming lessons. Shortly after Dr. David McConnell's death from ALS in 2006, his daughter Ellen learned she had the disease. It was after Ellen's diagnosis where we said, "This is crazy. We've got to come up with something." She's one who came up with the idea, a long swim to match ALS, McConnell remembered. Ellen also encouraged McConnell to undertake multiple long-distance swims in waters, such as the English Channel, to raise funds and awareness. He said, "We miss Ellen like crazy, but she had all the good ideas." Amsterdam, which has a charity swim in its canals to assist ALS research, was another inspiration and source of practical advice, McConnell said. That was needed with multiple logistical and bureaucratic hurdles to overcome. Barrington-based A Long Swim forged relationships with various Chicago governmental entities, and in the end, McConnell said, this was a victory lap for the city. A crash victim also has been identified. The victim of a fatal crash, which occurred over the weekend in Lake Zurich, was identified publicly on Monday. The man, Casimir Rice, 59, of Lake Zurich, was crossing Route 12 at its intersection with Deer Path Road around 12:40 a.m. Saturday when he was struck by a vehicle, according to a press release from the Lake County Coroner's Office. First responders found Rice unresponsive, and paramedics pronounced him dead at the scene. The driver of the vehicle that struck Rice remained at the scene. Preliminary autopsy results indicate that Rice died from blunt force injuries related to the crash, the press release says. And also staying in Lake Zurich, when we come back, more things are coming for downtown. Lake Zurich officials are bullish on this downtown renewal. I want to remind you that a great place to get information here that we receive for the 10 o'clock news comes from Shaw Local and also the Daily Herald. Two wonderful places that you're able to get local information directly delivered to your inbox or your app every single day. When we come back, we continue to be over Lake Zurich for those downtown plans. This is the WRMN 10 o'clock news.
Do you you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Hey Bears fans, want your business heard during every heart-pounding moment of the game? WRMN 1410 is now offering in-game ad spots for Chicago Bears broadcasts. Be a part of the action as thousands of diehard listeners tune in each week. Whether it's a touchdown, turnover, or a timeout, your message will be right there in the mix. Spots are limited and going fast. Call WRMN 1410 today at 847-741-7700 and score big with in-game advertising that delivers results. Get in the game with the Chicago Bears on WRMN AM 1410.
Welcome back to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. Make sure you check out WRMN1410.com. That's where you can listen live to the WRMN airwaves, right there on the digital side of things. You can also find the YouTube link. WRMN Radio is where you can find that, youtube.com. The text line is open 24 hours a day for you to send pictures or breaking news to us. 505-926-1410. That's the line, 505-926-1410. Also, if you've got some news and you would like to sign us up for a newsletter, you can go and put news at WRMN 1410 right there as well. Like I promised, we're heading over to Lake Zurich about the bullish downtown renewal. The quest to revive downtown Lake Zurich has been an arduous journey since the village began buying properties more than 20 years ago to create a canvas for redevelopment. Village leaders wanted to combine and assemble sites into large parcels to create a master-planned downtown. There have been successes. Old, dilapidated structures were cleared, and in recent years, apartment complexes erected. Other buildings have been renovated and new ones planned. A 20-year-old promenade along Main Street on the southeast side of the namesake lake was refreshed last year with new decking, landscaping, and other features. But the downtown's vision remains incomplete, in part because of the challenges and setbacks along the way. They include Main Street, also known as Route 22, being rerouted to bypass the traditional downtown, and the Great Recession, which derailed redevelopment and put the master plan concept on the shelf. Now, however, all but 2 of the 37 properties the village purchased have been sold off. When we come back, we'll continue this story about what they're considering, and we'll hear from Mike Brown, Public Works Director and Lake Zurich native with 35 years tenure with the village and his comments. Stay tuned. This is the WRMN 10 o'clock news.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. Lake in the Hills has raised its local cannabis dispensary tax to 3%, which is the maximum amount allowed under state law. The 1% hike will bring Lake in the Hills to the same taxing level as all other municipalities in McHenry County that have a dispensary and also a population of more than 5,000 residents. In addition to the local tax, McHenry County also has a 3% sales tax on marijuana. Lane closures are expected to take effect later this month near Wheaton's Water Division building at 210 Reber Street. The closures are likely to last until the end of November, according to a news release. As crews perform work to renovate and update the Water Division building, heavy machinery may travel along the road surrounding it. Temporary lane closures may take place intermittently along Willow Avenue, Cross Street, Reber Street, and Liberty Drive. Detours will be in place to redirect traffic during the closures, with additional work expected to resume in spring 2026. The Great Elgin Pipe Organ Tour returns for the 2025-26 season with its first concert at 4 p.m. Sunday, September 28th at First Congregational Church of Elgin at 256 East Chicago Street. The Daily Herald reports the instrument featured is the church's historic 3-manual 48-rank Lancashire Marshall pipe organ, first installed in 1893. The organ went through various revisions in the 1930s, 1950s, and 1980s. Though it survived the 1920 Palm Sunday tornado nearly unscathed despite heavy damage to the rest of the church, the organ would eventually succumb to water damage from a storm in February 97. It has now been restored to its former glory with a few additional touches. The program will feature First Congregational's own music director and organist Dr. Jeff Neufeld and guest performances by Vilma Didas, music director and organist of St. Mary Catholic, and Matthew Wall, music director and organist of Holy Trinity Lutheran. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
For nearly 50 years, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council and Kane Senior Council have been dedicated to serving seniors in DuPage and Kane counties. Established in 1975, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council is a volunteer-driven 501c3 non-for-profit organization committed to helping older adults live with dignity. From providing nutritious meals to offering support services, the Kane Senior Council is there every step of the way. With programs designed to enhance independence and quality of life, they're proud to make a difference in the lives of their senior neighbors. To learn more or to volunteer, visit them at 418B Airport Road in Elgin or head to their website at caneseniorcouncil.org. Give them a call at 630-338-0999. That's 630-338-0999. That's the Kane Senior Council, caring for seniors because they deserve to live with dignity and respect. Visit caneseniorcouncil.org or call 630-338-0999 today.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Today, partly sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1 p.m. High near 78, with temperatures falling to around 73 in the afternoon. Chance of precipitation is 40%. Tonight, cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Low around 60. Chance of precipitation is 40%. Currently, it is 72 with mainly clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits drinks and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door, it's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Welcome back to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. My engineer for today has been Matt McNeil, the marvelous Matt McNeil. He is the host of Out to Lunch. That happens at 11. It goes 11 to 1. Then at 1 o'clock, we've got What's Cooking Today with our friend Mike Horn. Talk Time with Tammy and Friends kicks off our afternoon programming at 2 o'clock. And, of course, a political talk show from 4 to 6. After that, if we don't have a game, which I believe there is a White Sox game today, if we do not have a game, at that time, at 6 to 8 o'clock, now because he only has a few days... a few days out of the week, we make sure that he gets a few more hours. Sometimes Big Top Sports with Derek Geyer will go from 6 to 9 like he did last night. That White Sox game starts at 5:30 today. So tune in to WRMN for that kickoff, or rather first pitch. I'm used to the football. You can obviously tell who is the news reporter and who is the sports reporters out there on the WRMN teams. Illinois House Speaker Emanuel Chris Welch will be the special guest at a town hall next week in Arlington Heights. The event, hosted by Arlington Heights Democrat State Representative Mary Beth Canty and Nicole Grassi, is scheduled for 6 to 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, September 30th at the Arlington Lakes Golf Club. That's 1211 New Wilkie Road. The officials will give a presentation covering key state and local issues, followed by a Q&A. It's currently 71 degrees right here in downtown Elgin. We're climbing to a high of 79, where that sun's trying to peek out and scare away those rain clouds. Low of 60 for today. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, with a high of 71 now. Let's head back to Lake Zurich, where they're talking all about being bullish on this downtown. The 20-year promenade along Main Street of the southeast side of the namesake lake was refreshed last year with new decking, landscaping, and other features. But the town's vision remains incomplete, in part because of the challenges and the setbacks. They include Main Street, also known as Route 22, being rerouted to bypass their traditional downtown, and the Great Recession, which derailed redevelopment and put the master plan concept on the shelf. But there's good news in Lake Zurich now. However, all but 2 of the 37 properties of the village purchased have been sold off. That's considered an achievement and an ongoing effort, village officials say, has considerable momentum as a result of actions taken over several years. A statement from Mike Brown, Public Works Director and Lake Zurich native with 35 years tenure with the village. For me, that's the payoff to see everybody's excitement about what we've been doing here. The shift began in about 2017 when the village created the Sunset Pavilion restaurant on the beach at Breeswald Park according to Brown and others. Brown said, "That's when we started to see the pedestrian traffic ramp up. That sparked a lot of energy." The village now is investing more than $13 million in public improvements, including upgrading Main Street from the promenade east to Church Street. The streetscape improvement is intended to refresh the area and promote public use by slowing traffic with narrower streets, landscaped medians, and other features. Mayor Tom Poynton said, "It's a brand new look. The goal is to enhance the pedestrian experience," officials say, as the village's updated comprehensive plan calls for workability in the area. And at last, the pending development of a perennial sore spot may prove to be the icing on the cake. In the village's own words, Block A, a consolidation of 10 parcels across from the promenade, has seen, quote, nearly 20 years of community planning, project proposals, and alternating cycles of optimism and disappointment, end quote. 8 buildings, including homes and restaurants, Twin Place and J.J. Twiggs, once stood there, but the property has been an empty lot for more than 20 years. Block A was marketed as a potential commercial destination and an anchor for the west end of Main Street, but the interest was for residential-only concepts that came with unrealistic requests for free land, tax abatement, or other incentives, according to the village. That changed this week when the preliminary approval of the major components of a 2-story restaurant and 19 townhouses called the Waterfront of Lake Zurich. Pending final approvals, Deerfield-based The Huron Group will buy the 1.7-acre property for $1.05 million. Company President Derek Goodman said that while meeting on another project, village staff shared their vision for downtown and the investments that have been and continue to be made on underground utilities, the promenade, and the streetscape. President Goodman said, "Investments such as these create new opportunities and encourage developers such as us to come to town." When we come back, there's a minor injury in an Aurora fire, and Popcorn with the Mayor returns to Gurnee with Mayor Tom Hood. You're listening to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer. And we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case. And they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-257-3148. 800-257-3148. 800-257-3148. That's 800-257-3148.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home.
Welcome back to the 10 o'clock news. We head on over to Aurora now. One person suffered minor injuries after a fire on September 18th at a home in Aurora, officials said. The Aurora Fire Department responded to a blaze at about 12:15 p.m. that day in the 200 block of Ashland Court. The source of the fire was a 3-season room attached to the back of the 1.5-story single-family home. One adult resident sustained a minor wrist injury, but refused to go to the hospital, officials say. The home remained habitable. You're listening to the 10 o'clock news. It's currently 71 degrees here in Elgin. Staying in Aurora, a man charged with home invasion and fleeing in Aurora domestic violence case. An Aurora man has been charged with aggravated fleeing and eluding police who were trying to arrest him on a domestic violence charges. Nimai Fernandez Orpeza, 26, is also charged with home invasion, criminal trespass to a residence, and misdemeanor charges of domestic battery, interfering with a report of domestic battery and criminal damage to property, according to an Aurora Police Department press release. Police were called at 11:13 p.m. September 15th to a residence on the 900 block of Wood Street. Police said Fernandez Orpeza hit a woman and hit a child who intervened. He was then left in a Dodge Durango, police say. Aurora police pursued but stopped the chase for safety reasons. Another unspecified police agency also pursued but also called it off. He was arrested about half hour later at Andover Lane in Midbury Drive. Fernandez Orpeza also faces traffic citations, including speeding, improper passing, and disobeying stop signs and traffic signals. He is being detained pre-trial, according to Kane County court records. His next court date is September 26th. You're listening to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. Make sure you go over to WRMN1410.com for more information about our live schedule. We head on over to Gurnee, where Mayor Tom Hood is firing up popcorn with the mayor. Community members are invited to meet with Gurnee Mayor Tom Hood at Popcorn with the Mayor event from 10 a.m. to noon, Saturday, October 4th. This free event at Britain's Event Center, 5101 Washington Street, is an opportunity to talk with the mayor and ask questions about the community. Residents of all ages are encouraged to stop by, enjoy popcorn, and refreshments with the community. An Aurora sex offender admits to sex assault and gets 11 years. Heading back over to Aurora, a previously convicted sex offender was sentenced to 11 years in prison after pleading guilty last week to sexually assaulting an underage girl. Adolfo U. Garcia, 27 of the 400 block of Clark Street in Aurora, accepted the sentence as part of a plea bargain to a charge of aggravated criminal sexual assault, according to Kane County State's Attorney Office. Assistant Kane County State's Attorney Morgan Wilkinson told Judge Julia Yetter that between January 1st, 2024 and October 31st, 2024, Garcia used the social media app Snapchat to connect with the victim. She told Garcia she was 16, officials said. He gave her alcohol and marijuana and assaulted her knowing she was under the influence and unable to give consent, authorities said. Garcia pleaded guilty in 2020 to aggravated criminal sexual abuse. After serving time in jail, he was released on probation and required to register as a sex offender. Investigators believe Garcia may have solicited other victims via social media. Prosecutors said anyone with information about him is asked to contact investigator Thomas Ruvich and the Kane County Child Advocacy Center at 630-208-5160. Garcia will have to serve at least 85% of his 11-year sentence before being eligible for parole. You're listening to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. We'll be right back, but before we go, I want to just remind you that you can listen live 24 hours a day from the WRMN 1410.com website, or tell your smart speaker to listen to WRMN 1410. This is the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. We'll be right back.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
I know we're at an at-will state, but for making a comment, like, hey, your hair looks good. And then I got a call from HR saying, hey, you know what? You're under investigation. Do I have any recourse?
Were you fired?
No, not yet.
The problem, Eddie, is they can fire you for any reason they want. They literally can wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm a little bored this morning. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire Eddie for no reason. Yep, he can do that. Yeah, that's California. Yep, welcome.
Handle on the Law. If you're injured and need a lawyer, go to handleonthelaw.com.
The Supplemental Security Income Program provides monthly payments to help meet basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low, and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability, or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI to start to apply. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Welcome back to WRMN's 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. If you haven't noticed already, it's Fat Bear Week for the Katmai Conservatory. You can go to explore.org to learn more about the annual online competition, which is held by Katmai National Park and Preserve, Alaska, together with Explore.org and the Katmai Conservatory. The purpose of it is to celebrate the brown bears of Brooks River as they go through hyperphagia, eating heavily through summer and autumn to build fat reserves necessary for winter hibernation. It's both a public engagement event and a way to highlight ecological dynamics, especially those involving salmon runs and habitat health. Here's how it works. Single elimination bracket, bears are paired off in each round. The public votes between two bears. The one with the more votes advances. For 2025, voting runs from September 23rd to September 30th, with daily voting windows from 12 noon to 2100. That's 9 o'clock Eastern Time. The bracket is revealed just before. Fat Bear Junior, there is a preliminary junior competition for younger bears, cubs, and yearlings, which feeds, figuratively, into the main contest. The winner of junior is announced before the adult brackets begin. So head on over to explore.org to not only vote for your favorite fat bear, but also to watch live streams of the competitors. The Morton Arboretum expects experts predict peak color in the middle of next month. The year's most colorful season is officially here as September portion of summer yields to fall. That means an array of red, orange, and yellow trees in the horizon throughout Illinois. And the Morton Arboretum, 4100 Route 53 in Leslie, a hot and dry end of summer resulted in some trees already dropping their leaves. Christy Rowlandson, the Arboretum's senior scientist and forest ecology, said, "We were seeing some trees that are known to be drought sensitive. Linden's is one that is in a lot of neighborhoods, as well as here at the Arboretum. We have a tree called Katsura, and those trees are definitely shedding some leaves early." Rowlandson still expects the peak colors at the Arboretum to be in mid-October, though when a lot of their maple trees turn. The Illinois Office of Tourism agrees, projecting peak time in northern Illinois around October 15th on its website. Later in the season, Rawlinson says the oak trees will change, along with a unique tree called the ginkgo. Roland said, "That's the one I'm always looking for. It seems to turn right around when we tend to get our first heavy freeze. And so sometimes it gets hit and it drops all of its leaves green, and other times it holds on to yellow leaves for a surprisingly long time." Thank you for listening to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. For more information about WRMN, visit WRMN1410.com. Coming up after the top of the hour news is Out to Lunch with the marvelous Matt McNeil, where you'll get Tradio and some more about the current events happening today. Thank you for listening. I'm Dennis Green.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today and speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410. Elgin time, 11 o'clock.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Centos. Lane closures are expected to take effect later this month near Wheaton's Water Division building at 210 Reber Street. The closures are likely to last until the end of November, according to a news release. As crews perform work to renovate and update the Water Division building, heavy machinery may travel along the road surrounding it. Temporary lane closures may take place intermittently along Willow Avenue, Cross Street, Reber Street, and Liberty Drive. Detours will be in place to redirect traffic during the closures, with additional work expected to resume in spring 2026. The Great Elgin Pipe Organ Tour returns for the 2025-26 season with its first concert at 4 p.m. Sunday, September 28th at First Congregational Church of Elgin at 256 East Chicago Street. The Daily Herald reports the instrument featured is the church's historic 3-manual 48-rank Lancashire Marshall pipe organ, first installed in 1893. The organ went through various revisions in the 1930s, 1950s, and 1980s, though it survived the 1920 Palm Sunday tornado nearly unscathed despite heavy damage to the rest of the church. The organ would eventually succumb to water damage from a storm in February 97. It has now been restored to its former glory with a few additional touches. The program will feature First Congregational's own music director and organist Dr. Jeff Neufeld and guest performances by Vilma Didas, music director and organist of St. Mary Catholic, and Matthew Wall, music director and organist of Holy Trinity Lutheran. Lake in the Hills has raised its local cannabis dispensary tax to 3%, which is the maximum amount allowed under state law. The 1% hike will bring Lake in the Hills to the same taxing level as all other municipalities in McHenry County that have a dispensary and also a population of more than 5,000 residents. In addition to the local tax, McHenry County also has a 3% sales tax on marijuana. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-458-3124. 800-458-3124. 800-458-3124.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Centos. The Great Elgin Pipe Organ Tour returns for the 2025-26 season with its first concert at 4 p.m. Sunday, September 28th at First Congregational Church of Elgin at 256 East Chicago Street. The Daily Herald reports the instrument featured is the church's historic 3-manual 48-rank Lancashire Marshall pipe organ, first installed in 1893. The organ went through various revisions in the 1930s, 1950s, and 1980s, though it survived the 1920 Palm Sunday tornado nearly unscathed despite heavy damage to the rest of the church. The organ would eventually succumb to water damage from a storm in February 97. It has now been restored to its former glory with a few additional touches. The program will feature First Congregational's own music director and organist Dr. Jeff Neufeld and guest performances by Vilma Didas, music director and organist of St. Mary Catholic, and Matthew Wall, music director and organist of Holy Trinity Lutheran. Lake in the Hills has raised its local cannabis dispensary tax to 3%, which is the maximum amount allowed under state law. The 1% hike will bring Lake in the Hills to the same taxing level as all other municipalities in McHenry County that have a
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Today, partly sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1 p.m. High near 78, with temperatures falling to around 73 in the afternoon. Chance of precipitation is 40%. Tonight, cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Low around 60. Chance of precipitation is 40%. Currently, it is 72 with mainly clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly. B20.
Want to know what the shepherds did after they visited the Christ child? Read the short novel, The Good Shepherds, Christmas combat story by Michael Tooman. Available on Amazon in hardcover, paperback, and Kindle editions. Check out Michael Tooman's webpage at Silink.net. That is PSYLINK.net. Papa Sierra Yankee, Lima India November Kilo, November Echo Tango.
Ready to tackle your junk piles? Call the Junk Luggers. From old furniture to entire cleanouts, we do the heavy lifting. And here's the best part. We rehome and recycle as much as possible to keep it all out of landfills. Feel good about your cleanout the green way. Call 1-800-LUG-JUNK or visit junkluggers.com today for your eco-friendly, stress-free service.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the Valley and the talk of the town. We are broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today and listening to your local radio station here. What are we serving up in the Fox River Valley area? Well, that is what we do here on Out to Lunch. We like to let you know, especially when it comes to food and restaurants, arts and entertainment, and of course, local businesses and organizations, events, festivals, and more that are not only going to happen, or maybe that are happening, but also how you can be a part of it too. One way, of course, is by calling us, 847-931-1410, setting up interviews so that you can get the word out. If you have a business or organization or fundraising event that you want to be heard on the airwaves across the Fox River Valley area and beyond, where we even reach other locations with our AM 1410 dial, please feel free to reach out to us. You can call our office number today at 847-741-7700. You can also email any of us too. If you want to email me, you can. My email is Matt, that's MATT, at WRMN1410.com. We'll ensure that we can get you on the airwaves here so that we can talk about what's happening locally in the Fox River Valley area. Now, as you know, of course, the Elgin Fringe Festival is going on. It's exciting, it's authentic, it's real, it's creative, and oh my goodness, there are so many different performances out there. And during our mini Fringe Fest interview series that we've been doing here on WRMN, we want to give some of the many performers the opportunity to call in and talk to us a little bit about what to expect with their art style and creative expression style that they have with their specific performances. We've had a couple people already, and today we have another very special guest. Please welcome Phil Gonzalez. He's a fringe performer from the Twin Cities in Minnesota. Thanks for joining us today. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Phil, thanks so much for calling in today. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You come from Twin Cities in Minnesota. Is that correct?
I am from Minneapolis. I've lived here since 1998. I'm originally from Houston, Texas. Well, from a little town, a moderately sized city outside of Houston. And that's really the crux of what my show is about, is my life there.
Very cool. So tell us a little bit more in detail, without having to give away too much, a little bit more on what that's about with your performance that's going to be coming up.
Well, so my show is called Trust Exercises, and the delightful thing about spoilers is that it's literally impossible for me to spoil it, because every show is different than the last. It's a one-man show about my high school theater experience growing up in Spring, Texas. I went to a rather seemingly normal public school, but our theater was run by and controlled by essentially a megalomaniacal cult leader who, I hate to laugh while I'm saying this, but who wrecked a lot of lives. And so the show I have is a improvised storytelling event in which I spin a giant fortune wheel to sort of walk the audience through the many experiences I and other kids had in this bizarre, otherworldly, completely destructive situation in high school theater.
That's so fascinating, and it's a way for you to express yourself in a very colorful and unique way too. Tell us something that, again, I guess you could say, try to tell us a little bit something that you feel is unique about your story, and that's unique about the way you present your story.
Well, because I have extreme attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, I grow bored of performances, because if they're scripted too tightly, I get too used to them. There's nothing to engage my mind. I don't get the charge off of them I used to. So I figured out that if I only prepare the tiniest bit and trust myself to just bop around my own memories, I can get from point A to point Z by the end of a show within the prescribed time limit, and just sort of let my own memory do the walking. And that's a way I keep myself engaged. I keep the audience engaged. And I guarantee everybody that they literally do not know what's going to come out of my mouth from night to night. But I do make the promise that I do end on time, and I manage to wrap things up probably about 75% of the time.
Oh, wow. So does that mean you do some of the improv work? So would it be kind of like, so like, would your show be somewhat like improvised not improvised in the sense that you said you don't know exactly where things are going to go?
Right.
Okay.
I've had people. So I originally performed this show at the Minnesota Fringe Festival this summer, and I had people who came to see the show every single performance, and who commented that they were just like, I can't believe that you managed to tell the same story each time, using completely different stories within that story, but you always got it to the same ending. Like, you managed to wrap it all up. But each time you told it from a completely different perspective, with a completely different tone, a completely different mood. Some nights it's off the wall and hilarious. Sometimes it's far more serious, really depending on where I start and where I'm going, and sometimes based on what I had for lunch. I never know how things are gonna pan out. But I do because the show is called Trust Exercises, and it's about trust and about trusting. I put my entire trust in the audience, and I promise them that everything they're going to see is 100% true as far as my memory serves, and that they can trust me to keep them safe, that I'm safe with them, and that we're all going to have, if not if not the most soul uplifting time, at least a great time together as an audience and performer.
That's fascinating. So tell us a little bit here, too, when it comes to the preparation process. How do you prepare for a performance like this? Do you have any routines? Do you have any rituals or unique ways that help you to get ready?
So it's fascinating. The last show I did, the show I did before this 2 years ago, I put together entirely with the help of my two kids, my daughters. They were my sounding board and my directors. This year, as they've gotten older and have gotten more lives of their own, I relied on my friend Karina I asked her for help, and we developed a process where I would show up and just basically start talking and telling her stories and spinning the wheel and getting different topics and figuring out basically where I needed to be by certain time limits in the show. I knew that if I had gotten to a certain point in the overarching story by like 30 minutes, that I was on track. And if I hadn't gotten there, I knew to cut, skip, jump around, find a story that fit, that I could wedge in somewhere, and just essentially trust myself to know my own memory. And as I say at the top of the show, I've been performing this show in my head for 32 years. I've been telling these stories to myself and to other people over and over again ever since my childhood. And they started out as funny stories. They transformed into anecdotes. And then there was this realization that what I went through was actually incredibly traumatic for me, and that I'd been hiding those stories behind humor and comedy for so many years that I had formed this narrative in my head. And I realized I was finally at a point in my life, now that I'm 49 years old, where I could open up and sort of, the show is called Trust Exorcises because it's an exorcism where I could finally exorcise myself of these demons, these weird anecdotes, and sort of set them free into the world, let them go and not have them like define who I am anymore, that I get to define my personal story, that you get to define your personal story, that we all get to tell other people who we are, that we don't have to rely on old stories from our past to define our personalities, our place in the world, to tell us who we're allowed to be, that the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves, because we're the storytellers, we get to figure that out. And that's kind of why I do this show, is to tell these stories to an audience so that they can help me process them and then just sort of let them go into the ether.
Absolutely. And you know what? You can inspire so many people out there that you don't even know, and they don't know you, and they listen to your story, they watch your performance, and they're like, wow, you know what? That inspired me to do something like that, to say, you know what? I want to try to tackle these things, and I want to share my story. So you make it sounds like, with everyone here at the Fringe Fest, you make such an impact on the community and what people, how people can view everything that comes with it too. So I give you a lot of kudos for what you're doing, and everyone else out there too.
Thanks. Yeah. I've had people come up after my shows and say like, oh, I actually saw a friend of mine do his one-man show, his solo show at the Minnesota Fringe several years ago. And he's been doing this for years and decades. And I said to him, actually, his name is Brad McIntyre. He's performed at the Elgin Fringe before. And I talked to him afterwards, and I was like, I think I have stories now that I can tell. And so I put together my first show, and then I participated in storytelling events for a couple of years and kind of found my voice, what works for me, what people respond well to, how manic I can get on stage before people start tuning out, and was like, I think I'm ready. I think I'm set. So I assembled a team. I have my friend Jen, who's going to be in Elgin watching shows. She's going to be helping me on the road. And I hope I have a good size audience that's ready to engage and just have fun listening to some hilariously traumatic stories.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Tell us when you're going to be performing.
Okay, so I am performing Thursday and Friday, the 25th and 26th at 6 p.m., and then Saturday, the 27th at 7:30. I'm going to be at the Side Street Studio Art Gallery at 15 Ziegler Court.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much, Phil, for calling in today, being a part of this conversation with us and telling your story, giving people a sneak peek so that they can go out and see this magnificent performance. Thank you so much for calling in today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. You have a wonderful rest of your day, and best of luck to you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye now. All right, we're going to take a quick time out. That was Phil Gonzalez calling in. He's going to be at the Fringe Festival. That will be coming up here in just a couple days. Stay tuned for more here on Out to Lunch, and also more interviews to come in just a bit for the Fringe Fest. I know we also do have another interview today. That's for the Bluff City Cemetery Walk. So stay tuned for that. We'll take a quick time out. We'll be back with more in just a little bit.
Get ready for Around the House every Saturday night from 5 to 7 p.m. on WRMN AM 1410. If you're a homeowner or contractor looking to tackle those projects that feel a bit too big, this is the show for you. Join Eric along with his knowledgeable guests as they dive deep into everything from DIY renovations to creating a healthy home environment. We'll provide you with the tools and tips you need to complete your projects with confidence and ease. But it's not all work and no play. We believe in having fun. Our passion for home improvement shines through as we help you save time, money, and reduce the stress of DIY. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, don't miss Around the House. Tune in every Saturday night and let's tackle those home projects together.
What's the best way to get rid of a timeshare that you don't want? Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline. We're a group of attorneys that help customers legally exit their timeshares. It's an easy process. We guarantee results or you pay nothing. Exit your timeshare today. Call now.
800-890-5957. 800-890-5957. That's 800-890-5957.
In the middle of the night, everything will be all right if you listen to Coast to Coast right here on WRMN 7 days a week from midnight to 5 a.m. Each night on Coast to Coast, listeners are captivated by George Newry with discussions on news and current events, conspiracy theories, UFOs, life after death, and all things curious and unexplained. Whether you're working third shift or you're just a night owl, catch the most listened to overnight talk radio program in North America, Coast to Coast, every night, midnight to 5 a.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the Valley and the talk of the town, broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today and being a part of the conversation with us. We hope you're enjoying the morning so far. This is Matt McNeil taking you out to lunch. We still have a little time left here for this first segment of the 11 o'clock hour. So what we want to do is talk to you, of course, about the weather. What do we have going on here for temperatures and the forecast for these next couple of days? We'll go through our inspirational story of the day today, the word of the day, and then we'll also, if we have a little bit of time left here too, we'll go through some of the, we've got Forever Home, Anderson Humane's Fur Babies of the Week. We also do have the National Day calendar. I do want to have a conversation story. It's been a while, so I want to bring that back here. We'll do that more towards the tail end of the 11 o'clock hour. And then once we head on into the 12 o'clock hour, the first 24 minutes of that, we're going to be having John Devine of the Bluff City Cemetery, which is coming up here, the Bluff City Cemetery Walk. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up during the 12 o'clock hour. And then we head on into our Tradio segment with Tradio. We have, starting at 1 until 2 o'clock, we have What's Cooking Today with Michael Horn. That's from 1 to 2. 2 to 4, we have a replay show of Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. And then from 4 to 5:30, it's a political talk show. And then we also do have the White Sox game today starting at 5:30. And that does go until 6:05 for the pregame. And then the first pitch starting at 6:05. It's the Chicago White Sox versus the New York Yankees. So best of luck. So taking a look here, weather and temperatures, 79 degrees is in the forecast today. That's going to be our high. Partly cloudy skies this morning, which are now definitely more sunny right now as we get closer into the afternoon. A stray shower or thunderstorm could be possible for later today, but that chance is only about a 20% chance. Cloudy skies tonight with a low of 61 degrees is predicted. Tomorrow on Wednesday, we see a high of 72, cloudy, and a slight chance of a rain shower, about 20%. Low of 55 degrees, cooling down. That's for Wednesday night. Thursday rolls around, we see a high of 74 with intervals of clouds and sunshine. It does drop down to 52 as our low with clear skies, and that's going to be for Thursday night. As we get into Friday, closer into the weekend, we're going to be seeing a beautiful weekend. Highs in the early 80s, lows in the 50s. Sunny skies is predicted for Friday. Sunny skies are predicted for Friday, the 26th, with a high of 80 degrees and a low of 55. Saturday rolls around, the 27th. We see a mainly sunny sky day. That's a high of 83 and a low of 54. Clear skies for Saturday night. For Sunday, mainly sunny and a high of 82 and a low of 54. Clear skies, that's for Sunday night. Next Monday, we see a high of 84, mainly sunny with a low of 56. And then Tuesday, a week from today, we do see sunshine and clouds mixed with a high of 82 and a low of 57. Then we head on into the month of October. Temperatures start to drop into the 70s as our high, lows still in roughly the 50s. But we are starting to dwindle down in those temperatures as expected for the month of October. So that's what we're seeing for the weather and temperatures for the rest of this week and also into next week. We have our story of the day today, inspirational story. It's just a short little one. This is by a user by the name of Braun, and this is called Pink Hair. Yesterday, my daughter and I were having a coffee and Babasino in a shopping center when we spotted a girl in a shop with pink hair. My daughter, who is 3, was delighted that's her favorite color. I told her when we'd finish our drinks, we would go and tell her we like her hair. We walked in, I said, we don't need to buy anything. We just wanted to let you know we like your hair. She was so happy and surprised and had a little chat with my daughter. And when we left, she said, thank you. You made my day. Something so small, but felt so nice to make an impact on her day. So that's a nice little inspirational story to continue on your morning here. You can find these stories and more on sunnyskies.com. Now, the word of the day today, recognized today, is an adjective. It is non-peril. That is N-O-N-P-A-R-E-I-L, non-peril. And this is a word that describes, non-peril describes that which has no equal because it is better than any other. Non-peril. I think that's at least how it's pronounced. Non-peril. Non-peril. That's how it's when the here.
Nonpareil.
Nonpareil. Okay, Leviosa. No, it's not. Nonpareil. That sounds a little fancier than how I was saying it. So that's the word of the day today. It's nonpareil. Sorry, I was pronouncing it like the fancy Leviosa instead of Leviosa, but it is Leviosa. But anyway, that's a Harry Potter reference. Nonpareil. That is the word of the day today. You can find it at merriam-webster.com. And yes, I am the king of not pronouncing words correctly, so we can have a little laugh at that. I can laugh at myself. I can laugh at myself and my word pronunciations. All part of who I am, of course. I embrace it. I try to. And I hope you can too, of course. Embrace your silliness, the little wacky, weird sides to you, the uniqueness, right? That's the beautiful thing about Elgin Fringe Festival as well. It's wacky, it's weird, it's cool, it's unique. It's something you don't expect. And that's the beauty of it, to be your authentic self. And that's the beautiful thing about Elgin Fringe Festival, is everyone is encouraged to be their authentic self and to come as they are completely. So really cool event to go to that's coming up. It's starting already here. We've got the Elgin Fringe Fest. Don't forget, you can check out more information. That is their visual arts opening September 5th. Join us September 25th through the 28th. That's the Elgin Fringe Festival. Stay tuned for more here on Out to Lunch. We'll be back with more in just a little bit.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Centos. Lake in the Hills has raised its local cannabis dispensary tax to 3%, which is the maximum amount allowed under state law. The 1% hike will bring Lake in the Hills to the same taxing level as all other municipalities in McHenry County that have a dispensary and also a population of more than 5,000 residents. In addition to the local tax, McHenry County also has a 3% sales tax on marijuana. Lane closures are expected to take effect later this month near Wheaton's Water Division building at 210 Reber Street. The closures are likely to last until the end of November, according to a news release. As crews perform work to renovate and update the Water Division building, heavy machinery may travel along the road surrounding it. Temporary lane closures may take place intermittently along Willow Avenue, Cross Street, Reber Street, and Liberty Drive. Detours will be in place to redirect traffic during the closures, with additional work expected to resume in spring 2026. The Great Elgin Pipe Organ Tour returns for the 2025-26 season with its first concert at 4 p.m. Sunday, September 28th at First Congregational Church of Elgin at 256 East Chicago Street. The Daily Herald reports the instrument featured is the church's historic 3-manual 48-rank Lancashire Marshall pipe organ, first installed in 1893. The organ went through various revisions in the 1930s, 1950s, and 1980s. Though it survived the 1920 Palm Sunday tornado nearly unscathed despite heavy damage to the rest of the church, the organ would eventually succumb to water damage from a storm in February 97. It has now been restored to its former glory with a few additional touches. The program will feature First Congregational's own music director and organist Dr. Jeff Neufeld and guest performances by Vilma Didas, music director and organist of St. Mary Catholic, and Matthew Wall, music director and organist of Holy Trinity Lutheran. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is Larry Jones, and I'd like to talk to you about my bank, American Eagle Bank in South Elgin. Has your bank changed names in the last 10 years? Is your bank another faceless branch with headquarters in another city? Are you tired of earning next to nothing on your savings account or certificates of deposit, or does your personal banker treat you like a stranger? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you're ready for a new banking experience, and American Eagle is the place for you. American Eagle is a locally owned independent bank that's rooted in the community, and American Eagle customers are greeted by name and treated with the respect that they deserve. American Eagle has an innovative program, Eagle Savings, that teaches your children to save while earning prizes and rewards. American Eagle offers great rates on certificates of deposit. My bank is located in South Elgin on Randall Road between the Target and Caputo's and is open Monday through Saturday. Give them a call at 847-742-7400 and a real person will answer the phone. American Eagle Bank, a place where you matter.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Today, partly sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1 p.m. High near 78 with temperatures falling to around 73 in the afternoon. Tonight, cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms before 10 p.m., then continuing overnight. Low around 60. Currently, it is 75 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure. Dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliate. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the Valley and the talk of the town, broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. Out to Lunch is sponsored by St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin. Looking for expert orthopedic and spine care close to home? St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin is here for you. Our highly skilled orthopedic and spine specialists provide advanced treatments for joint, bone, and back conditions, all with a personalized approach designed to get you moving again. Whether it's hip or knee pain, sports injuries, or complex spine issues, we use the latest technology and surgical techniques to help you heal faster and get back to the activities you love. And that's not all. Our comprehensive rehabilitation services mean you'll have expert support every step of the way, from surgery through recovery. So trust your health to excellence. Trust St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, now a proud member of Prime Healthcare. Call today at 847-931-5525 or visit stjosephelgin.com to learn more and schedule your appointments. So thank you again to St. Joseph Hospital of Elgin for sponsoring today's show, Out to Lunch. We wanted to talk a little bit here. What are the Forever Home Anderson Humane's Fur Babies of the Week? They usually post this every week here on foxvalleymagazine.com. And we always like to take a little look here and see who is featured on this particular day. We've got Harvard here, the most lovable little scruffy ground guy around. It's a 2-year-old Schnauzer mix full of personality and charm. And he's, of course, adorable white little fur and a big heart. Harvard is a snuggler through and through. He loves giving kisses, staying close by his people, and soaking up all the attention he can get. He's also playful and silly with a soft spot for squeaky toys and chew bones. Outgoing and energetic, Harvard enjoys being outside, going for those walks, exploring new places, and running around with joy. Absolutely adorable. And then the next one on this list, now the picture isn't showing up on Fox Valley Magazine, but this is Orzo, a sweet and snuggly 2-year-old boy who's looking for the perfect forever home. While he may be shy at first, prefers to hide when new people visit. Once he feels safe, he is affectionate, and his personality shines through. Orzo is a kitten. So, and he loves belly rubs, head scratches, and most of all, true treats. Very good. So if you want to check out more information, ahconnects.org is the website to go to. Very nice little posting on there. What do we have here for the National Day calendar? We have a couple different things here to recognize. If you do, of course, love animals, it is National Checkers Day and Dogs in Politics Day. Now, what does this mean? All right, so on September 23rd, National Checkers Day, which is also known as Dogs in Politics Day, recognizes political pooches or candidate canines, first vetos, or revolutionary rovers. More dogs than presidents have lived in the White House. While this day marks the day in history that Checkers, the dog, stole the spotlight, many other powerful pooches found their way to the center stage. For example, while President Carter was winning the election, his first dog was being born. The Border Collie only lived with the first family for a short time, however. Another White House canine by the name of Murray, the outlaw of Fallowhill, or Fallow for short, created quite a stir. The well-traveled Scottish Terrier of President Franklin D. Roosevelt was notorious for taking off. After one trip with FDR and the Aleutian Islands, rumors suggested the president forgot his pet. According to the talk, the president sent the Navy back to recover Fala. The story spread and became fodder for political debate during the next election. As you know, there's always that political debate there, right? If you want to hear more about that, you can tune in, of course, to a political talk show coming up later today with Dennis Sonar Green. So yes, with that being said, not being a dog person is one thing. However, rejecting one that's a gift will outrage a nation for sure. At least that's what happened to President Harry S. Truman when a puppy named Feller came into his presidency. When after some time Feller stopped making appearances, the public wanted to know where he was. Truman's evasiveness didn't mollify his constituents either. Eventually, the president came clear and admitted they were not a dog family, to the shock of a nation. See, there's always been a little bit of some, voicing of opinions on things, even way, way back in the day. So that's recognized today, National Checkers Day and Dogs in Politics Day. It is also National Great American Pot Pie Day today, recognized on the 23rd. It is a way to cook up a toasty meal today and give a toast to this toasty meal. Warm up the home with the toasty meal of pot pies to celebrate. Now, I'm not a huge fan of pot pies unless it's got like mac and cheese and beef in it. That's very good. But the more traditional style of a pot pie, it has the carrots. I'll eat a pot pie. I'm not saying that I won't. That is another way that I can eat my veggies, is if it is in a pot pie. It's like a chicken pot pie. But with that being said, I'm not a huge fan of it, but there are people, of course, who swear by it and who do love it. And so for those of you out there who do enjoy this crowd pleaser, it can draw families together during the cooler days, especially, which we're going to be seeing coming up in the next month. So celebrate this day by maybe buying one or making one for yourself on National Great American Pot Pie Day today. It is also National Snack Stick Day, founded in 2016 by the Clement Sausage Company. A snack stick is a great way to chew on something that gets you lots of protein and even a little kick into your taste buds. Primarily made with beef or pork, snack sticks harken back the days when families preserved quantities of beef, pork, and game. I used to eat a lot of beef sticks when I was in school. When I was in roughly middle school and high school, I was included in my lunch. And sometimes we had little mini ones that you could just pop in your mouth, or sometimes the regular larger ones too. These little portions of smoked sausages are a convenient source of protein. Take several with you on a hike or toss one in your gym bag. Those snack sticks are satisfying mid-morning, and sometimes they don't even have to be refrigerated either. So that's pretty nice also. Some other days that are also recognized today, it is National Cherries Jubilee Day for a delicious food option. I'm seeing this is September 24th. Hold on a sec. That's on the featured list for tomorrow. Today's holidays. Education Technology Day. There we go. It is Education Technology Day, celebrating and appreciating the technology that helps students to learn better and teachers to teach better. So that is also a day recognized today too. I mean, we've seen so much growth in technology, and there's a whole lot that goes into that too. Go With Your Gut Day is also recognized today. We have also a National Apple Cider Vinegar Day, National Baker Day. So we have recognition for all the bakers out there who do enjoy baking, and maybe those who have the last name Baker too. National Snack Stick Day we talked about, of course. It's also Restless Leg Awareness Day too, to raise awareness of this medical condition. Willis-Ekbom disease is a lifelong neurological condition that's characterized by an insatiable desire to move the legs in order to relieve unpleasant sensations such as creeping, crawling, pulling, itching, tingling, and such. So there's a lot of different days that are recognized today. If you want to find out more, you can check out National Today Calendar and also nationaldaycalendar.com for more info. We're going to take our quick time out now. When we come back, we'll go through our conversation story. Mindfulness won't burn calories, but it might help you stick to your mental health goals. Stay tuned for more here on Out to Lunch. WRMN will be back with more in just a bit. When disaster strikes, flood or fire, every second counts. At Emergency Construction Group, they specialize in immediate response and same-day service for any residential, commercial, or industrial emergency across the Chicagoland area. With over 30 years of experience, they've got the expertise, manpower, and equipment to handle any size loss fast. They follow strict IICRC guidelines to restore your property the right way, the first time. Their team values transparency, constant communication, and strong ethical standards because your peace of mind matters. Licensed, bonded, and insured, they're here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. Call 855-4ECG now. That's 855-432-4669. Or visit their website at emergencyconstructiongroup.com and let Emergency Construction Group put your life back together one step at a time. That's Emergency Construction Group. Your satisfaction is their passion.
Did you get a call or message that mentioned Social Security that made you feel threatened or scared? That is not the Social Security Administration. Social Security will not threaten you, press you for personal information, or demand instant payment. Social Security does not accept payments by gift card, prepaid debit card, internet currency, or by mailing cash. Criminals use these forms of payment because they are hard to trace. Don't fall for it. Hang up, ignore them. Report this criminal activity to oig.ssa.gov.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Searching for a financial partner that truly has your best interest at heart? Join KCT Credit Union, where they're more than just a bank. They're a not-for-profit financial cooperative. KCT members are owners, meaning profits go back to you in the form of lower loan rates, higher savings rates, and fewer fees. Experience personalized service that puts you first. Become a part of KCT, where your financial well-being is their top priority. Visit kctcu.org. Each account insured up to $250,000 by member's choice. This institution is not federally insured.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the Valley and the talk of the town, broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. Remember, we are on the AM 1410 dial. That's AM 1410, where you can listen to us through our website. You can listen to us, of course, through our app. We also do have, of course, the AM 1410 is through your local radio, where you can go depending on what radio you have. You know, it could be at work, it could be at school, it could be at home, wherever you have your own little radio in your car, truck, or vehicle. You can listen to us there. We also do have our YouTube channel, youtube.com/WRMN Radio. Don't forget, of course, you can hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so that you always know what's happening here in the Fox River Valley and what's going on here on WRMN. What has recently been posted within the past 24 hours here? Well, of course, we like to let you know. Century 21 New Heritage was on the morning show. That interview has been posted, so I encourage you to check them out, with also a link in the description to their website, newheritage.sites, c21.homes. Wise Coffee Chat from yesterday, including Susan Albergo Vesquez at Cup of Joe Cafe. So that's going to be... that has been posted. You can find that also on our YouTube channel. We had Gabriel and Eric from Heal Elgin. That was on yesterday. That interview has been posted. Today we also have the Elgin Chamber Chat with Carol Gieske, as well as Reverend Dr. Felicia Howell-LaBoy, and also Nancy Coleman of Alignment Collaborative for Education. So that has also been posted onto our YouTube channel. And then also the 10 o'clock news has also been posted as well. So that's a little gist on what has been posted within the past 24 hours. That is on our YouTube channel. Let's go through our conversation story of the day today. Now, this was posted today by Masha Remskar. She is a psychologist and postdoctoral researcher in behavioral science at Arizona State University. Now, the title of this article is, quote, "Mindfulness won't burn calories, but it might help you stick with your health goals." Most people know roughly what kind of lifestyle they should be living to stay healthy. Think regular exercise, a balanced diet, a sufficient sleep. Yet, despite all of the hacks, trackers, and motivational quotes, many of us still struggle to stick with our health goals. I know that I'm, of course, guilty of this too when it comes to health goals. Meanwhile, people worldwide are experiencing more lifestyle-associated chronic diseases than ever before, and this is according to this is according to The Lancet, talking a little bit about some of the statistics there from a study back in 2019. So, of course, you can find links to that in that particular article. And I lost the article. I'm so sorry. I exited out of the article by mistake. Let me see if oh, no. Okay, hang on. Now I'm having a hard time getting up the article. Let me go into, I'm so sorry, folks. Hang on a quick second here. I lost I've done this before too, where I go through an article, I go through the link, and then I exit out of the link, and it exits out of the article too. So I gotta find this article again here. Maybe we'll just, maybe we'll save it for another time. I'm not sure. I have to see. I can't find it anymore, and it's not under the most recent ones too. It's just gone. It's out of my feed. Oh goodness, I can't find it. All right, I'm sorry, folks. I gotta see if I can find. My goodness, I'm being a big goof about this. Theconversation.com. Let's see if it goes into. Here it is. Okay, I found it. All right, we'll continue on from here. I found the article. Research shows that mindfulness meditation can help facilitate this pursuit of health goals through stillness, and that getting started is easier than you might think. Given how accessible mindfulness resources are these days, the author of this article, Masha, says that she has been surprised to see mindfulness discussed and studied only as a mental health tool, stopping short of exploring its usefulness for a whole range of lifestyle choices. So Mindfulness Unpacked is where we start here with this article, or continue on getting into the meat of this particular entire burrito of the article here. Mindfulness has become a buzzword of late, with initiatives now present in schools, boardrooms, and even among first responders. But what is it really? Mindfulness refers to the practice or instance of paying careful attention to one's present moment experience, such as their thoughts, breath, bodily sensations, and the environment, and doing so non-judgmentally. Its origins are in Buddhist traditions, where it plays a crucial role in connecting communities and promoting selflessness. Now, over the past 50 years, however, mindfulness-based practice has been westernized into structured therapeutic programs and stress management tools, which have been widely studied for their benefits to mental and physical health. Now, research has shown that mindfulness offers wide-ranging benefits to the mind, the body, and productivity in general. There are mindfulness-based programs both in person and digitally that are delivered to folks out there, no matter where you might be from, and it can effectively treat depression and anxiety, protect from burnout, improve your sleep habits, and reduce any physical pain. The same would also go for mentally, too. The impacts extend beyond a subjective experience, too. Studies find that experienced meditators, that is, people who have been meditating for at least 1 year, have lower markers of inflammation, which means that their bodies are better able to fight off infections and regulate stress. This also showed improved cognitive abilities and even altered brain structure. And all of this is according to Springer.com, Springer Nature Link. So how can mindfulness help you build healthy habits? Well, Masha's team has researched at the Arizona University, suggesting that mindfulness equips people with psychological skills required to successfully change behavior. Knowing what to do to achieve healthy habits is rarely what stands in people's way. But knowing how to stay motivated and keep showing up in the face of everyday obstacles, such as lack of time, illness, or competing priorities, is actually the most common reason people fall off the wagon and therefore need the most support. This is where mindfulness comes in. Multiple studies have found that people who meditate regularly for at least 2 months have become more inherently motivated to look after their health, which is a hallmark for those who adhere to balanced diet and exercise regularly. A 2024 study with over 1,200 participants that Masha here led found more positive attitudes toward healthy habits and stronger intentions to put them into practice in meditators who practice mindfulness for 10 minutes daily alongside a mobile app compared to those who were non-meditators. This may happen because mindfulness encourages self-reflection and helps people feel more in tune with their bodies. Then it makes it easier to remember why being healthier is important for us. It's all about the intention and how strong you also want it to. But there are people out there also who do really want it strongly, but they can't achieve it. So again, there are resources out there. So how does it go into practice? A classic mindfulness exercise includes observing the breath and counting inhales up to 10 at a time. This is surprisingly difficult to do without getting distracted. And a core part of the exercise is noticing the distraction and returning to the counting. In other words, mindfulness involves the practice of failure in small, inconsequential ways, making a real-world perceived failure, such as a missed exercise session or a one-off indulgent meal, feel more manageable. This strengthens your ability to stay consistent in pursuit of your health goals. And of course, luckily, there are a plentiful amount of tools that are available to get started with mindfulness practice these days. Many of them are for free. Mobile apps, there's Headspace or Calm. You might have seen them on your YouTube channel. If you go on YouTube, you see the ads or you hear them on the air, or in commercials too, on TV and in movies and television. There are a lot of different ways that these specific resources and applications can help you. And they're very popular and effective starting points. They provide auto-guided sessions to follow along. Some are as short as just 5 minutes that you take in your day to kind of help to remind you. And based on Masha's particular research on mindfulness and exercise, she collaborated with the nonprofit Medito Foundation to create the first mindfulness program dedicated to moving more. So if you want to read a little bit more on that and what she's created, the author of this particular article, you can find it on theconversation.com. And for people with even less time available, short bursts of mindfulness can be incorporated into even the busiest of routines. Try taking a few mindful, non-distracted breaths while your coffee is brewing, during your restroom break, or while riding the elevator. It might just be the grounding moment you need to feel and perform better for the rest of your day. And you never know until you give it a try. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. This was theconversation.com with this article. Thank you to Masha for writing this very good article. You can find more information at theconversation.com. Stay tuned for more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN AM 1410, broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. If you have any suggestions on some ways to keep you healthy, feel free to call in and let us know. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more in just a bit.
A loved one owns a gun, and for a while now, you've been concerned about their behavior. They're just not acting like themselves. They've been distant, they've been unpredictable, they've been lashing out. They've been saying things that make you worried they might harm themselves or friends or family. Or you're worried this loved one might hurt you. Maybe they recently threatened someone with their gun. You know something needs to be done, and you wish more than anything you could hit pause on this situation. Well, here in Illinois, you can, with a firearm restraining order. In extreme cases, this order temporarily prevents a person in crisis from having a firearm, giving them time to heal before they do something dangerous or even deadly. If you are worried about a loved one in crisis who has access to a firearm, learn more about firearm restraining orders at illinois.gov/pause to heal. A public service announcement brought to you by the Illinois Department of Public Health, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 12 o'clock.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Centos. The Great Elgin Pipe Organ Tour returns for the 2025-26 season with its first concert at 4 p.m. Sunday, September 28th at First Congregational Church of Elgin at 256 East Chicago Street. The Daily Herald reports the instrument featured is the church's historic 3-manual 48-rank Lancashire Marshall pipe organ, first installed in 1893. The organ went through various revisions in the 1930s, 1950s, and 1980s. Though it survived the 1920 Palm Sunday tornado nearly unscathed despite heavy damage to the rest of the church, the organ would eventually succumb to water damage from a storm in February 97. It has now been restored to its former glory with a few additional touches. The program will feature First Congregational's own music director and organist Dr. Jeff Neufeld and guest performances by Vilma Didas, music director and organist of St. Mary Catholic, and Matthew Wall, music director and organist of Holy Trinity Lutheran. Lake in the Hills has raised its local cannabis dispensary tax to 3%, which is the maximum amount allowed under state law. The 1% hike will bring Lake in the Hills to the same taxing level as all other municipalities in McHenry County that have a dispensary and also a population of more than 5,000 residents. In addition to the local tax, McHenry County also has a 3% sales tax on marijuana. Lane closures are expected to take effect later this month near Wheaton's Water Division building at 210 Reber Street. The closures are likely to last until the end of November, according to a news release. As crews perform work to renovate and update the Water Division building, heavy machinery may travel along the road surrounding it. Temporary lane closures may take place intermittently along Willow Avenue, Cross Street, Reber Street, and Liberty Drive. Detours will be in place to redirect traffic during the closures, with additional work expected to resume in spring 2026. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Illinois football tumbled 14 spots in the AP Top 25 to number 23 after getting routed 63-10 by Indiana. Caleb Williams set a career high with 4 touchdown passes, leading the Bears past the Cowboys 31-14. The Reds shut out the Cubs 1-0. Matt McLean doubled and scored on Gavin Lux's 2-out double to right, putting the Reds ahead 1-0 in the third. They've won a season-high 5 straight in 6 of 7. They pull even with the Mets for the last wild card spot in the National League. Cubs starter Jamison Tyone went 7 innings with no walks and 4 strikeouts. He gave up 5 hits, 2 of them to Lux. The Cubs have clinched a wild card spot. They'll start a series Tuesday against the Mets. Righty Cade Horton up next in the rotation. The Padres beat the White Sox 3-2. Chicago will finish the season with the second worst record in the league. Save big when you bundle auto and home, renters, or condo with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Super Sale and get 40% off paints and stains September 19th through the 24th, with prices starting at $29.30.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Today, partly sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1 p.m. High near 78, with temperatures falling to around 73 in the afternoon. Tonight, cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms before 10 p.m., then continuing overnight. Low around 60. Currently, it is 75 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
They were best friends. Inseparable, in fact. Until the day Miguel died. Every day his friend visited Miguel's grave. Rain, wind, weekends, holidays. Every day. Miguel's closest friend, Capitan, his German Shepherd, is a symbol of loyalty to which we can all aspire. Loyalty. Pass it on from passiton.com. They're simple, boring, never thought of until they're needed. They're windshield wipers. Only when Mary Anderson became annoyed that New York trolley drivers were stopping to wipe their windshield by hand did anybody do something about it. By attaching a spring-loaded arm to a rubber blade, one woman made travel easier and safer. Look to innovate and pass it on from passiton.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 12 o'clock hour here on WRMN. This is Matt McNeil taking you out to lunch on WRMN. What is being served up in the Fox River Valley area? We are here to tell you what's going on. If you have any events that are coming up too, don't forget we have our Tradio segment coming up at 12:30. That is the time to call into the show here at 847-931-1410. If it's got to go, post it on Tradio. If you are looking to buy, sell, trade, and or announce to the Fox River Valley area, that'll be the time to call into the show here at 847-931-1410. That's the number to dial. We are in the 12 o'clock hour, and as you know, there are a lot of really great, fun, and exciting events that are coming up this weekend. As we see here, the summer is usually a busy time. Now we're out of summer into fall. Fall is still a very busy time, too. Lots of fun activities for you to enjoy. You don't have to break the bank doing it, and you can even learn some really rich history and some awesome history that lives on to this day and wants to be shared and spread with folks in the Fox River Valley area. In particular, in Elgin. Elgin History Museum has their, of course, annual Bluff City Cemetery Walk. It is already coming up. It's the 38th annual Bluff City Cemetery Walk, and we're joined again by John Devine again with us today. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Matt. How are you?
Good, thanks. I just want to move the mic a little closer.
Sure.
There you go. Perfect. So, John, introduce yourself for folks who don't know you. We've had you here on the air many times, but for folks who are just tuning in now, do a little introduction of yourself.
Yeah, well, I've been living in Elgin since 1990, and that's not long enough to satisfy the real born and raised in Elgin, but I feel, have always felt welcomed by this community, especially in my job out at Elgin High School. And I taught history there, but Mike Alft was my boss.
Okay.
And he's one of the great town historians. Jerry Turnquist was just down the road at Ellis Middle School, and I learned a lot of Elgin history from him. And then I started getting involved with the museum, mainly by engaging students in some of their programming and volunteering possibilities.
Very nice.
So in retirement, I've jumped in more, and my wife Anna and I have been glad to coordinate the walk last year and now this year.
Very good. So for folks who don't know what the cemetery walk is, can you just give a little brief overview on what people can expect for those who have never heard before?
Sure. You know, for those who were listening before the break, as Matt talked about mindfulness, I kind of thought to myself, most people who go to the cemetery walk away more reflective in a happy kind of way. You might not think that, the cemetery walk would leave you with that feeling, but it's such a warm-hearted event, and the cemetery is so beautiful. And I think for your listeners who were, engaged around your mindfulness discussion, I think they would be delighted if they've never been to the cemetery walk. They would say, okay, I'm going to that every single year. It's so rich and rewarding and warm-hearted.
It's really cool too because you get to experience the life of someone that lived in Elgin in the past, who walked these streets and who made a difference in Elgin and even around the area too. I mean, even in the world too. It's phenomenal.
It really is. We have usually 7 characters, that's true of this year's walk, who made their mark on Elgin in interesting ways. The loop that we walk this year is 3/4 of a mile.
Okay.
So not too much. We do offer a tram for people who have a little trouble getting around. One of the things we're especially happy about this year is that much of the cemetery roadways have been repaved.
Okay.
And so it's for those who have been frequent at the cemetery walk, sometimes you had to watch your step along the way. But the beautiful new pavement, the cemetery is in great condition, and people will enjoy the walk and enjoy the stories this year.
Very cool. And if you've never been to the Bluff City Cemetery before, it's a pretty large cemetery. There's a lot of hills also.
Yes.
They're in the cemetery too. So how does the Elgin History Museum, who puts on this event, kind of help to navigate folks when it comes to where the grave sites are and all of that too?
Yeah, well, that begins really right after for us, we'll start making decisions about that probably next month, preparing for next year. Trying to find a walkable loop that has along the walk the graves of people whose stories we can tell. Unfortunately, we can't tell some stories because we can't locate any records other than what's engraved on the marker. And so we do our research around characters that we can build a 7-minute script around. So we try to make it walkable, enjoyable, informative, warm-hearted, all of those things. But we really start the last couple of years by looking for a theme or an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of seeing or listening to 7 kind of disconnected stories, which is great, you can still learn a lot. By the time you get to your 3rd or 4th character, we hope that most of our guests will be making connections, because there are so many, between the characters, or if not directly between the characters in this year's walk, how they relate to our theme, which is inspired by the upcoming centennial of US 20.
Oh, okay,
So
yes.
that's Route 20, which goes right through Elgin, is 100 years old. And we thought, well, why not look for characters who had something to do with putting Elgin on the map with regard to transportation.
Yeah.
And so that's the theme, and we think that people will leave smiling about what they learn from these characters.
I think it's really cool when you have a theme, you can tie all of the characters together. They're already all tied because of Elgin, already as is. But then when you're able to even, I guess, condense it even more and find other things that they're all tied to is also a great way to promote how they not only have helped Elgin, but also how this particular theme helped them too.
I remember early on in our research phase, Beth Nawara at the museum was looking through our photo collection for a good photograph of Charles Harrison Burnage. And she found a great one, but in the process, she saw him in a group photo. And I looked over her shoulder at the group photo and I said, oh, wait a second. That's Theodore Schmitz that he's standing next to.
Oh, wow.
And she hadn't seen that. She was focused on finding Charles Harrison Burnage. But there are 2 characters from our walk in a photo together in 1941. They're cutting the ribbon to open Summit Street.
Wow.
After it had been paved. And then a further connection to that is one of our characters lived on Summit Street.
That's so cool.
And so none of that will be presented in this year's walk, those connections. But when I talk to people about the walk, then I start making some of those connections that between characters. It's very interesting.
I think it's so cool to dig deep into the research of Elgin and just in general, and then find those connections. I think is so cool. I've talked about this on the air before too. Many people who know me personally know I love family history and genealogy. I have ancestors that lived in Elgin, so digging into those pictures is quite fantastic to find relatives of yours and people that you know about, and then trying to piece together this and that, and it's also fascinating.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I know I do have a couple pieces. If I do antique shopping, I do try to look for things that are Elgin related, Elgin photographs, and so I do have a couple that I'm like, gotta bring it to the museum. Gotta bring it to the museum and show them.
Yes,
definitely.
We'll be glad to take a look.
Yeah.
Speaking of antiques, one of the things that we have at this year's walk that we call it's a guide stop, and basically that helps us pace the groups so that we don't have a traffic jam in the way that we rotate people through the tour. And so we slow groups down with just a short little presentation, maybe a minute or less, of a stop along the way to the next character. And so one of the things that we have this year is a 1929 Buick.
Okay. Wow.
And it's parked just after the David McBride character stop. McBride Buick sold that exact car to somebody who lived on the 400 block of Jefferson Street, right here in Elgin. And the car has spent its entire life right here in Elgin before its full restoration. And so I think people will not only see a car that's old and fits our theme, but they'll learn that, okay, this car actually has an Elgin story.
Mm-hmm.
Those are delightful moments, you know, engaging history and people and artifacts and collectibles and things like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is coming up. This will be on there. So there are tickets still available. It's coming up here. It's Sunday, September 28th. And what are some of the times that people can expect to go?
Yeah, it's a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. And ticket sales have, as they usually do in the week of, really begun to pick up. I want to recommend right now Saturday evening. There are 2 tours on Saturday. The first is at 3 o'clock, and you'll be done by 4:30 or a little bit before.
Mm-hmm.
And then we take an hour break and make sure our actors get a meal and reset everything. And then the 5:30 tour begins. And Matt, that tour, well, first of all, it's going to be a little cooler.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be kind of warm on Saturday, but the air will be nice. And being at the cemetery for this walk as the sun starts going down it's just a kind of a magical setting. So you've got cooler weather, you've got the perfect time of day. So we have a lot of tickets still available for that Saturday 5:30 tour.
Very nice.
We put everything away and then come back Sunday morning. Our first tour is at 11 to 12:30. We take a lunch break and then we go 1:30 to 3. And then we call it a wrap.
There you go, folks. You don't want to miss out on this event. You can find more information at elginhistory.org. That's elginhistory.org. You can get those tickets. They are $20 for members and for guests, $25. That's Saturday, September 27th and Sunday, September 28th. John, thanks so much for coming in today. Greatly appreciate your time.
Enjoyed talking with you.
Absolutely, as always. Folks, we're going to take a quick time out. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN. Stay tuned.
Hi there, Tammy Scully here from Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. Join me and my sidekicks, Nancy and Becky, for valuable lifestyle tips and unique views and insights on interesting topics and everyday situations, providing nonstop fun and chuckles for all. Get the scoop on consumer news, deep dive on current events, and learn about the newest economic trends, from exercise and gardening to music, travel, recipes, sports, pets, real estate, media, and everything in between. And it's all sprinkled with a healthy helping of bad dad jokes and interesting fun facts to boot. Tune in Mondays through Thursdays from 2 to 4 p.m. for a little fun, frolic, and infotainment. Join us, won't you?
When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home.
Start your weekend right with Dino's Night Out, Fridays from 2 to 4 p.m. on WRMN 1410 AM. Dino covers what's hot across the Fox Valley, from live shows to food fests and everything in between. Proudly sponsored by the legendary Arcada Theater at 105 East Main Street in St. Charles. Your home for unforgettable concerts, comedy, and more. Tune in on WRMN 1410 AM or stream at WRMN1410.com. Dino's Night Out, your guide to the weekend vibe.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. If you're struggling with mental health, you should know that there are resources out there that can help. And it's okay to talk about it if you need to. One place to get started with information is loveyourmindtoday.org. LoveYourMindToday.org offers a range of guides, instructions, and insights for dealing with difficult situations or getting through a tough time. If you're struggling with mental health, get the help you need, because most people out here really care. Visit LoveYourMindToday.org. That's LoveYourMindToday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the valley and the talk of the town. We still have a little bit of time left here in this segment before we kick it off to our Tradio segment. If you are looking to buy, sell, trade, and or announce to the Fox River Valley area, that will be coming up very soon. Thank you again to John Devine for coming in here with the Bluff City Cemetery Walk coming up this weekend. That is Saturday, September 27th and Sunday, September 28th. I'm going to do my best to try to make it out to the event this time. Yes, I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to it. Again, as someone who's lived in Elgin most of my life, I know I said, you all know it. Family history. My mom's lived in Elgin her whole life. My mom's mom, my grandma did, and my great-grandpa did as well. So it's like 3 generations of living in Elgin their entire life. Born in Elgin, the whole shebang too. So went to Elgin High School 3 generations. And so I love looking at those old pictures. I like pointing out, does that looks like a specific area in Elgin, so I'm excited. It's going to be fun. And I want to go back to the Elgin History Museum pretty soon. And I want to share them some stuff that I've recovered from specific antique stores. There's just a couple things, not a whole lot, but a couple little things that I was like, maybe I should show them. I should definitely, because I know that they would like that a lot too. I love sharing the history with people. I get excited about it. It's just my thing. All right. I don't know. I know a lot of people my age. I don't know. There are people my age that are interested, but I just get so passionate about all the history and stuff. I think it's just so cool. It's cool. So I like it. I get nerdy about it. I get a smile on my face. I get a little, I get nerdy about it. It's cool. It's my thing, as you know. Let's see here. What do we have for the rest of this week? I know temperatures are going to be in the 70s, a little bit in the 80s here, a little bit here and there. But nonetheless, still going to be very nice. It's beautiful, nice and sunny outside today. So if you haven't had a chance to go out and maybe get yourself a cup of coffee, maybe get yourself a little lunch. It is Out to Lunch, right? So there's lots of places in the Fox River Valley area. If you haven't yet, check out Churros and Chocolate. They're now located at 66 South Grove. So they were originally in Algonquin, and now they are in Elgin here, 66 South Grove, where oh my goodness me. It was the bookstore, and then they changed it. It was Rocky Market Hub, and then they moved, and now they're Churros and Chocolate at 66 South Grove. They posted a week ago, actually, a picture of the inside. So very nice. I do recognize, it looks like it's, I recognize the building, the ceiling, and of course the brick wall there too. So definitely a good place to check out. View more information. You can find them on their website and also on their Facebook page. So feel free to check out their website for more information. Let's see what else is going on here locally in the Fox River Valley area. We've got exploreelginarea.com. We'll talk a little bit about some things that are coming up this week or the next couple of days here. As you know, Elgin Fringe Fest is going on. We're excited for it. We've been having those interviews. Tomorrow, we're going to have a couple different interviews. We've got Judah LeBlanc is going to be calling in at the 8 o'clock hour. He's from Boston. He's going to be calling in during the morning show to talk about his performance. I also do have Jared McLeod. He's going to be calling in at 11 o'clock. He's also a singer and songwriter from Minneapolis. And then we have an in-studio interview tomorrow, too, at 12 o'clock with Stephen Pickering, who's going to be at the Fringe Fest And so a lot of these interviewees are currently out of state right now, out of Illinois, or they're just arriving. But the ones who were able to come into the station, I said, hey, come on into the station. We'd love to see your face and talk to you in person here with us. So that'll be coming up tomorrow. We've got a couple for Thursday. I'm still working on setting up a couple more interviews as well, too. So stay tuned for that. But we are definitely leading up to the final days of the Elgin Fringe Fest and those performances. So if you want to check out more information, that is at Elgin Fringe on their website. You can also find them on Facebook. What else is going on? Well, of course, Oktoberfest is currently in operation. A lot of people do enjoy a lot of golden schnitzels and Oktoberfest beer, lagers, and so much more. Apple strudels. There's also Schweinbraten, I think is how it's pronounced. It's like a roasted pork loin. Schweinbraten? Roasted pork loin. There's also you could get to, what's another one? Poached salmon is another popular one to enjoy during Oktoberfest. So there's a lot of different things out there to enjoy. Coming up tomorrow at the Elgin Community College, Fireside Wisdom, honoring the truth of our ancestors, Native American Heritage Month program. When I come back, I'll definitely talk about that because I love the family history side of things. So we'll talk more about that and more things coming up in just a bit. Stay tuned for more here. We are going to be in our Tradio segment coming up during this next half hour. That'll be the time to call in at 847-931-1410. If it's got to go, post it here on Tradio. We also do have What's Cooking Today, which will be coming up later today at 1 o'clock. It's the benefits versus the danger of caffeine with Mastering Your Health, Dr. Jeff Bark. Also, he's going to be having Lisa Steele, fifth-generation chicken keeper and cookbook author, talking about the fresh eggs and the daily cookbook. Stay tuned for more here on WRMN AM 1410. We'll be back with more in just a little bit.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Centos. Lane closures are expected to take effect later this month near Wheaton's Water Division building at 210 Reber Street. The closures are likely to last until the end of November, according to a news release. As crews perform work to renovate and update the Water Division building, heavy machinery may travel along the road surrounding it. Temporary lane closures may take place intermittently along Willow Avenue, Cross Street, Reber Street, and Liberty Drive. Detours will be in place to redirect traffic during the closures, with additional work expected to resume in spring 2026. The Great Elgin Pipe Organ Tour returns for the 2025-26 season with its first concert at 4 p.m. Sunday, September 28th at First Congregational Church of Elgin at 256 East Chicago Street. The Daily Herald reports the instrument featured is the church's historic 3-manual 48-rank Lancashire Marshall pipe organ, first installed in 1893. The organ went through various revisions in the 1930s, 1950s, and 1980s. Though it survived the 1920 Palm Sunday tornado nearly unscathed despite heavy damage to the rest of the church, the organ would eventually succumb to water damage from a storm in February 97. It has now been restored to its former glory with a few additional touches. The program will feature First Congregational's own music director and organist Dr. Jeff Neufeld and guest performances by Vilma Didas, music director and organist of St. Mary Catholic, and Matthew Wall, music director and organist of Holy Trinity Lutheran. Lake in the Hills has raised its local cannabis dispensary tax to 3%, which is the maximum amount allowed under state law. The 1% hike will bring Lake in the Hills to the same taxing level as all other municipalities in McHenry County that have a dispensary and also a population of more than 5,000 residents. In addition to the local tax, McHenry County also has a 3% sales tax on marijuana. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-458-3124. 800-458-3124. 800-458-3124.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today and speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms after 2 p.m. High near 78, with temperatures falling to around 73. Tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Low around 60. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a chance of rain showers. High near 71. Currently, it is 75 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, AM 1410, broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today and being a part of the conversation. Of course, we are in our Tradio segment, so if you are looking to buy, sell, trade, and or announce to the Fox River Valley area, please feel free to give us a call today here at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. You know it. If it's got to go, post it here on Tradio. Let's go through our Tradio callers that have called in here. But before we do that, we want to say thank you again to the sponsors for today's show. Out to Lunch is sponsored by St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin. Get back to doing what you love with expert orthopedic spine care at St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin. From advanced surgery to personalized rehab, their specialists are with you throughout your care journey. St. Joseph Hospital, now a proud member of Prime Healthcare, they're here to keep you moving. Schedule your appointment today by calling 847-931-5525 or visit stjosephelgin.com for more information. So thank you to them for sponsoring today's show, Out to Lunch. I almost gave our number, which of course we do have here at 847-931-1410. Let's see here our Tradio callers that have called in. We have a Tradio caller from yesterday calling in. He has an RV fridge for sale. Now, he's had this fridge for a while, but it's still new. It's got all the tags on it. If you're in need of an RV fridge that has 110 volts, LP gas, and it's a Dometic fridge, then feel free to reach out. He originally paid $900 for it. He's asking $400 for it. If you're interested, he's located in McHenry, and that number to dial is 815-245-0670. That's 815-245-0670 is that number. Another Tradio caller here, Greg, is looking for bicycles from the late 1800s to the 1970s or so. Parts, pieces, and or accessories. They can be really in any condition, of course. He also does have a lot of other things too. So he is also looking for Omega watches, vintage Omega watches. He'll pay a fair price on that. He has the Schwinn ergometric exercise bicycle for $50. It's in great shape. He's looking for some old gas tether cars, the toy cars from the 50s and 60s. He has that Disco Gear CD case, holds up to 120 CDs for $25. That Svengoolie blow-up could be in your yard, could be in your front yard for $160 if you're a Tradio caller. Feel free to reach out to him. He's also looking for old racing go-karts, those vintage racing go-karts, parts, pieces, and or accessories from the 50s to the 60s. And he has for $500, it is a very nice Hamilton Beach 3-head milkshake maker. It's ivory, and it comes with 3 cups as well, those solid cups. So please feel free to reach out to him. Give him a call for more information, 847-884-6033. That's 847-884-6033 is that number to dial. Another Tradio caller here. I know Rudy is having a show, so he's conducting an antique bicycle show and swap meet. This is Rudy, and it's coming up October 5th, and this is going to be at the America's Antique Mall on Randall Road. Oh my goodness, if you have not been there yet, it's so cool. They've got so much stuff. There's even a section in kind of the back of the store. If you've been there enough, you know exactly what section I'm talking about. It's towards the back, and it's a big area, and it is creme de la creme furniture, household items. The person knows the booth. I mean, it's like fancy furniture. It's fancy, like nice mahogany wood in mint condition with the marble tops, nice grand mirrors and couches. And it's like very nice, very fancy furniture, Victorian, Edwardian furniture. So very cool, but nonetheless, still great place to go to. So Rudy's going to be conducting the antique bicycle show and swap meet. That's October 5th. Give him a call for more information at 224-587-6803. That's 224-587-6803 for more info. We have a Tradio caller that's looking for an older Ford Ranger in good condition. It's a two-door car from the 1950s to the 70s. No repaint is the request on there. Please feel free to reach out to them. That number is 847-531-6383. That's 847-531-6383. Another Tradio caller here has a boat for sale. It's a Bayliner boat, 58 horsepower motor on there, trailer that comes with it, asking for offers. Also has an old Chevy 110 truck for sale, also asking for offers on that. If you want to reach out to him for more information, that's 847-464-5830. That's 847-464-5830 is that number to dial. Couple different Tradio callers that have called in within the past few weeks here. If you want to add yourself to the list, you can feel free to call our number here today at 847-931-1410, or you can also text us at 505-926-1410. Again, if it's got to go, you can post it here on Tradio. There's lots of ways for you to do it, and it's a great opportunity for you to check out too. It's very good. So please feel free to do that. Again, that is 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410 is that number to dial. With the remainder of the time here, we still have a little bit of time left before we continue on with the rest of the program. We hope that you are enjoying your morning so far here. And now, well, actually, now it's the afternoon, I should say. It's the afternoon now. But when we come back, we'll take a little quick time out here. When we come back, we'll discuss more on things that are happening locally in the Fox River Valley area. So stay tuned for that. And we're also getting that interview with the Bluff City Cemetery, about the Bluff City Cemetery walk, uploaded onto our YouTube channel too. So stay tuned for that and more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch, because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's Touchless Car Wash has two convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400 now for your free car wash, and see why Britain's Touchless Car Wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Looking for expert care in orthopedic or spine surgery? Prime Healthcare's St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin is proud to offer top programs to our region. With a robust line of treatment options, St. Joseph Hospital specializes in minimally invasive procedures along with an advanced imaging suite to assist with orthopedic and back surgeries. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types and home to highly trained expert healthcare professionals, St. Joseph Hospital is here for your every surgical need.
A loved one owns a gun, and for a while now, you've been concerned about their behavior. They're just not acting like themselves. They've been distant, they've been unpredictable, they've been lashing out. They've been saying things that make you worried they might harm themselves or friends or family. Or you're worried this loved one might hurt you. Maybe they recently threatened someone with their gun. You know something needs to be done, and you wish more than anything you could hit pause on this situation. Well, here in Illinois, you can, with a firearm restraining order. In extreme cases, this order temporarily prevents a person in crisis from having a firearm, giving them time to heal before they do something dangerous or even deadly. If you are worried about a loved one in crisis who has access to a firearm, learn more about firearm restraining orders at illinois.gov/pause to heal. A public service announcement brought to you by the Illinois Department of Public Health, Brady, and the Ad Council.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the valley and the talk of the town, broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today and being a part of the conversation here. We hope that you are enjoying the now afternoon. It's now the afternoon time. Lots of good things are coming up here. We still have about 12 minutes left. Let's go through what's happening locally in the Fox River Valley area. Save the date, folks, coming up here. The Elgin Police Department is offering a Halloween celebration extravaganza 2025. Tuesday, October 28th, Halloween celebrations are around the corner, and we want to get on your calendar. Please plan to attend their Halloween extravaganza 2025. Get ready for an evening of family fun, community resources, music, characters, haunted house, and much more. This event is free and all are welcome. Take a trick-or-treat tour through the police department and enjoy community partners, snacks, and lots of activities in front of the station. There's going to be a costume contest for kids 12 and under. So mark your calendars for that, of course. And if you want to check out more information, you can call the EPD Community Relations Crime Prevention at 847-289-2588 for more information. I'll definitely give myself a little bit of a notice on this too. I'll send that email so I can give myself that little notice to remind myself. This and more can be found also on the Elgin Police Department's Facebook page. You can find that at facebook.com/Elgin Police. Let's see what else is going on here too. It looks like there are some deals that you can check out there. Paws and pancake deals are going to be ending soon. If you go out to Apple Villa in Batavia, they've got 15 for $25. It's 40% off. You can also find some other really great deals for the fall time as we're officially in the fall. If you like to listen to and check and try to find some suggestions for some fall cooking options for you, I did a segment yesterday to talk a little bit about that. You can also find previous streams that we have posted under the live section, and they do offer our previous live streams on there, so feel free to check that out. Taking a look here, of course, we do have What's Cooking Today. That'll be coming up from 1 until 2. Tammy has an appointment, so it's going to be from 2 until 4. It's going to be a replay, so stay tuned for that. It'll be a best of Tuesday replay. We have a political talk show from 4 until roughly 5:30, and then it does start with the Chicago White Sox game, and that does go until 6:05 is the first pitch. So 6:05 is the first pitch. Let's see some other things going on here, too. I know I've got my out to lunch talks. I did make some little things here, wanted to announce as well. Let's see what's going on here in the area. I know that Comfort Keepers is having, they have their news week. They have their National Council on Aging that you can find on their news section if you subscribe to them. Coming up here, too, thank you, Linda, for sending more info here. Woodstock Late Night Flea Market is around the corner. That is September 27th. I'm telling you, there are a lot of things going on during this weekend, too. So it's the Woodstock Late Night Flea Market Fest from 3 till midnight. It's at the McHenry County Fairgrounds. That's at 11900 Country Club Road in Woodstock. Hours are 3 p.m. to midnight. Admission is $5 for kids 12 and under. They get in for free with an adult. Free parking. No need for suntan lotion at this market. Says Bob Zirko of Zirko Midwest Promotions. Very cool. And Jeff Balk will also be there too. He's a voice actor. He's going to be there. They do have some other ones out there too. So some of those celebrities will be there. Check out more information, zircopromotions.com. Oh my goodness, it's so much fun to go to that event. That is the Woodstock, Illinois Late Night Flea Market Fest. Now, I know I'm going to the flea market in October with my friend Charlie, so I'll have to see. I don't know if I'll be able to make it this time. I got so much scheduled, but I will see. I'll see. We'll have to wait and see if I can do that. But nonetheless, still very fun to go to. Let's see some other things here as well. We have the from the desk of Sherry Aschenbrenner. She posted this pretty recently here. It was 4 hours ago. Social Security phishing email. Reproduced below is a very convincing phishing email sent by scammers posing as a Social Security Administration that attempts to lure you into clicking on a link that purports to provide a statement of your Social Security benefits. However, if you were to click on the link, you would either be prompted to provide information that would lead to identity theft or download dangerous malware, such as keystroke logging malware that can steal information from your computer, including sensitive passcodes and also other information. So again, if you do subscribe to the email of Sherry Aschenbrenner, then of course you probably got this. If not, it's BRENNER_C at cityofelgin.org for more information. So what are some tips? Of course, there are numerous red flags to indicate that this is a scam. First and foremost, the email address of the sender has no relation to the social security address, but is most likely the email address of someone whose email account has been hacked and made part of the botnet to send out vast amounts of phishing emails. So always good to just be a little bit aware there. So be wary with Sherry. There you go. And that is, again, Sherry Aschenbrenner, Senior Liaison. So thank you for sending that information to all the folks out there. Let's see some other things that are also coming up here. I know recently, not too long ago, we had an interview with with Jeff Bennett from the Fox River Trolley Museum. And they have coming up here pretty soon in early October, their paranormal ghost hunt. That'll be Saturday, October 4th. So if you want to get tickets for that, that's still available. Oh my goodness, these haunted houses are going to be coming up. I'm excited. I want to try to go to an actual haunted house this year. If I can, I'm going to actually try to go to a haunted house this year, like a real haunted house. I'm going to try it out and see if I like it. I have to go with maybe a couple people, but we'll see. That's possibly in the works on my end. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But that is, again, at Fox River Trolley Museum. You can find them on their website, foxtrolley.org. The Ghost Story Train is also a lot of fun. That's fun for the kids and for pretty much anyone of all ages. It's not going to be too scary. It's great for the kids. And that's Saturday, October 11th, 18th, and 25th. So that will also be coming up too. Because we're already in the end of September. We're getting into October. It's Halloween-y. It's Halloween season. For many people, it already is. So the leaves are starting to change. Got some that are very beautiful in my particular neck of the woods, in my neighborhood, on the west side of Elgin. Some of those are really turning very well. I know that in some other parts of the Fox River Valley area, the leaves are blooming in beautiful colors. I know that downtown Geneva is absolutely stunning to go to. Do some nice window shopping or actual shopping. Go to the downtown for some food and check out more. Of course, we're starting to notice it here in downtown Elgin as well. But no matter where you are in the Fox River Valley area, we're here to serve you and to tell you about it because there's some beautiful fall foliage that's out there. Let's see some other things that'll be coming up locally in the area. We'll see what's happening in Elgin with what's happening in Elgin on their Facebook page. I did talk a little bit yesterday about the terrarium workshop in St. Charles. That's fun to make those terrariums if you can, if that's something you might be interested in. Let's see what's going on today at Newman's Corner Pub in Hampshire. Let's see if they've got anything going on. If you go to their Facebook page, you can find it. 34 minutes ago, we've got here. It is Get Your Booze On with Brandy and Jen today. Happy hour specials are from 3 to 6. Tuesday rhymes with Booze Day. Coincidence or fate? That is for you to decide. So again, feel free to check out more information posted on their Facebook page, and you can also visit them at 1000 South State Street in Hampshire. Let's see here, some other things as well. What else is going on locally in the Fox River Valley area? There is an audition notice that recently did happen. That was for Clean Hands. So they had that audition notice that already went. That's an older event that already happened. Some other things that are also coming up here too, of course, local libraries you can visit. The Dinosaur exhibit, Explorer exhibit's now available. It's in operation until January at the Gilbourne Library. So if you are a dinosaur fan, you can check those out too. The other thing I want to talk about here, we still have about 2 minutes left. This is coming up at Elgin Community College. It's called Fireside Wisdom. This is tomorrow, and it's from 4 until 6. It's Honoring the Truth of Our Ancestors Native American Heritage Month program, and this is at ECC. So let me read it to you. The Great Listening will host the first of several Native American heritage events on September 24th. All are welcome for these communal spaces for intercultural healing and learning, to listen to the indigenous relatives, each other, and our earth. Join White Earth Band. I hope I'm trying to pronounce this correctly. Ojibwe Elder Joseph Standing Bear Shrans around the fire for timely Native teachings and perspectives. Enjoy hand, drum, and jingle dress dancing with Sergio and Maritza, and the beautiful songs and storytelling of renowned Algonquin flute player Bill Burkholtz Allison. So again, check out more information they're going to be providing by the Dempsey House Indigenous Baked Goods. This event is for free and open to the public. It's Wednesday, September 24th, tomorrow from 4 until 6 p.m. It's the Elgin Community College Building B. It's in the outdoor patio at 1700 Spartan Drive in Elgin. So please feel free to check it out. Fireside Wisdom, Honoring the Truth of Our Ancestors, under Native American Heritage Celebration 2025. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today and listening to our station here, your local radio station, WRMN AM 1410. Have a wonderful rest of your day.